Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And wow, look at this. We have some really nice price action happening in the market. The total global market cap up 2.5%, sitting at 2.76 trillion. Yeah, 75% of the top 100 are pushing into the green. Bitcoin is on the right side of 62,000, but we have Luna, Polkadot, BNB, Phantom, Harmony, Helium, FTX, Nexo, really looking strong. Look at XRP up 5.25% at $1.19. And the big featured gain today is Cadena. They are a proof of work blockchain, believe it or not. They started to get some price action in October. They've really gone parabolic since the end of October. They were founded, or the project is founded by two of the original creators of the first blockchain for JP Morgan. So it's a very interesting project. But in today's video, I want to talk to you about my fellow XRP community content creator, Leonidas, because he found something very interesting. You know, I really want you to know how much I respect him. He is a gentleman. He's a serious researcher and a very reliable source. And I'm sorry I couldn't meet him in person at the Swell event in Singapore. For those of you who have been around a while, I know you know that backstory, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I want to tell you that Leonidas found this Ripple page on their website that talks about a liquidity hub. And well, I have to tell you, after he uploaded his video, poof, the page was gone. But I think I know what this is all about. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why I think that. First, though, for those of you who may not have seen his video, I want to get you up to speed. I want you to know exactly what he found and what he's talking about. We're going to listen to just 2 minutes of it, but do listen to his video in its entirety. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. And for this video, just have a quick listen here.
2022 Liquidity Hub will enable enterprise companies to easily and efficiently source digital assets from the broader crypto market. How it works? Liquidity Hub will source the best price from a breadth of liquidity venues for any given digital asset. This will be done by leveraging smart order routing and optimized prices from market makers, exchanges, and OTC desks. So they will be sourcing liquidity. They will be sourcing liquidity on any given digital asset. So this is about all the digital assets that are available on these exchanges, OTC desks, and via market makers. So the page continues looking for additional revenue streams. Contact us to learn more about the pilot program. So this is a pilot program and it will be tested. Enterprise digital asset sourcing solution, plug and play, single API connection to a breadth of liquidity pools, optimized pricing, smart order routing, and advanced algorithms to source the best price for any given digital asset. And no pre-funding. Enterprises won't be required to pre-fund for Liquidity Hub. So this is the product, the new product that is coming in 2022.
So the new product that is coming in 2022 on the Ripple website, Liquidity Hub, with some key phrases here. The best price, the OTC, the market maker, the enterprise digital asset sourcing solution. Let me tell you what I think it is, and I feel pretty confident. About 11 months ago, the Ripple Investor SBI in Japan announced a joint venture for a liquidity hub for institutional investors with the SIX group, SIX group. And R3 and Ripple are expected to serve as the core technology. This is a launch that would happen no later than 2022. It will have trading and settlement services from Singapore for Asia and Europe. This is a real play, a real serious play for global liquidity. I'm on the SIX website, and the plans were announced as a preeminent regional liquidity hub for driving digital assets into the portfolios of the biggest institutional players. That's where the serious money is, everyone. And those institutional players, they want exposure in a way that's handled by experts. Mr. Kitao, the SBI CEO, says that this venture will establish a powerful institutional corridor between Europe and Asia by elevating liquidity. If I take you to the actual SBI press release on this, it's talking about how the hub will function for issuing, trading, and storing digital assets. Market maker B2C2 is also a part of this solution. Arguably, they are one of the world's largest when it comes to liquidity, and SBI acquired them just a few months back. This formation of liquidity is important to the institutional investors, Mr. Kitao says, and they are going to start with operations in Singapore in 2021 with an official start of service in 2022. I've been covering all of this action. I started with the very first video back in December 2020. Then I made another one in February, another one in April, another in May, another in August. I know that all of this gets blurry because we've just got so many developments going on in this space. But I want you to please remember this right here. In February, Sygnum raised an 8-figure investment from SBI. Sygnum and SIX teamed up to build an institutional digital asset gateway enabling banks to offer access to digital assets through a unique, secure, safe, compliant, seamless platform. And Fabian Dorey, the Sygnum CEO, he looks forward to empowering the banks. And if I take you to a video that I showed, gosh, when did I show this? In December. I think this is the first time I started to hone in on this hub. Here is Fabian Dorey here. It's in a YouTube video, and I uploaded it because he's talking about how important it is to have exposure to the core, BTC, Ethereum, and XRP. He talks about how the institutional investors must invest in the core. So this is why I think the liquidity hub that Leonidas found is all about this platform that's going to launch in Singapore. And these are the types of participants that can really, really move supply and create demand. Do I think Ripple is going to be a part of this in terms of RippleNet and ODL? Of course. As well as I think XRP is going to be marketed to be put in some of the largest portfolios in the world, as well as being used for banks. Yeah, pretty big deal, everyone. And Leonidas, thank you so much for finding that, because you are helping me really make a clear vision of what this liquidity hub is that Mr. Kitao is building. And then here we have from November 3rd, yet again, we've got Brazil working with Ripple to build a prototype on a CBDC. This was a really good video, and it is with Jim Kunha. He's the Executive Vice President of Secure Payments and FinTech at the Federal Reserve of Boston. And he's also working with MIT. And this is part of his presentation. And so this is one of the slides. I just wanted to point that out, that this slide keeps popping up. And congratulations to 888. Yeah, what a fantastic splash of advertisement in Manhattan. How cool is that? Very nice. There's Carson. She was on the channel. She is really doing a lot of the promotion, and she's a liaison with a lot of the artists that they are curating and a lot of the people that they're working with. She's a ball of fire. I enjoy following her on Twitter. And talk about NFTs, because 888 is going to produce a really amazing NFT metaverse on RIP, or on, help me out, Flare Networks. But there was a very interesting NFT sale that I missed because they all sold out so fast. It's on the test platform for Flare, which is Songbird. And yeah, these bazooka chicks, whoa, they're so cool. But I missed out on that because it just was super popular and they all sold. And then I think on Twitter, there's a lot of people who were wondering where you could find Brandon Ches, because he's the mysterious man behind CoinMarketCap. Well, if you look hard enough, you can find this video when he was promoting a product on Kickstarter. And so, yeah, he has been, the New York Times has written about him in depth all the way back from 2018. So he does try to keep his anonymity, but he's not as mysterious as a lot of people think. All right, I'm jumping to the fluff, obviously. You see here the high school, no, this is college. I'm sorry. These are the college championship for the sumo wrestlers that just took place about 2 days ago. And I'm just looking at these young men and I'm saying to myself, which one of them is going to be the Yokozuna of the future? And that is the grand champion. So often this particular school produces some of the best champions in sumo. And they don't always get to be the very top Yokozuna, but very often in the highest of ranks. Yeah, I'm just sure a couple of these faces are going to be very famous in the future. This guy looks like he could be a real monster on the dohyo. And then if I just can't believe it, I just can't believe it. Now we have this fantastic upcycling, if you will, not a recycle, but an upcycle. And they're doing it with the old retired buses that are no longer in use. They are transforming them. You won't believe what they are transforming them into unless here's a little bit of a clue here. This is katakana and it says sauna. Yes, they are turning them into a sauna. How about that? And it's going to be a mobile sauna. So they've taken these old retired buses, completely transformed the interior, and they're going to take them all around the country starting in February. And I don't know. I have to tell you, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. It's a full-fledged wood-burning sauna that has been converted from a retired route bus. And they will create this room that you can actually press these are the original stop buttons, that you want to get off on the next stop. but now they will release the steam that's in the bus. Oh, it's so good. So I guess they're going to set them up next to really scenic places like rivers and lakes, and you can definitely participate in the nature as well as coming in for a quick steam bath. I don't know what to think. I just have to keep following this. And if you're interested in following how the progress is on Twitter, at sauna_bus. All right, everybody. Do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. It's Eri from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. This is very XRP centric because there are 4 things that are super bullish if you hold XRP. We're going to look at the XRP Q3 report, just some of the highlights. Also, there's an ODL company, Tranglo. It is forging into a new country, and attorney John Deaton has created something very cool for the XRP holders. And the biggest news of all, XRP, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Visa have all integrated. I can't wait to show you what Australia is doing. So the total ODL related sales, Q2, 157 million. Q3, 491 million. This is a huge increase. And in regards to Jed, you don't have to worry about him getting XRP anymore. It's over. The last transfer went through in September. So that was a long road to endure, but it is over. So we have this Q3 2021 XRP market reports. I'm telling you, this is unprecedented transparency for the space. There isn't any other project that gives these kind of in-depth reports on a quarterly basis. The interesting thing I thought was NFT. You know, we're kind of in this mania for NFTs. The activity is huge, and it's really shifting off of Ethereum, and Solana saw a really big increase. 97% of the total volume locked up was on Ethereum, but it has dropped to 69%. And it's moving on to other chains because of the high gas fees. And the reason why that's important for the XRP holder is because we've got the XRP ledger that's going to have NFTs soon. And also we'll be able to see that NFT mania roll over to the Flare networks. This is really exciting. Regulatory oversight, it's heating up. Yeah, no surprise there, but the rules of the road are still very unclear. Keep in mind that expert discovery will conclude for the SEC versus Ripple case in mid-January 2022. Ripple said that they would continue to seek to expedite the case as quickly as possible. SBI Remit 2, we have moved into ODL here, going from Japan to the Philippine corridor, but we also know now that they are building that corridor into Africa. And then managing treasury payments is being explored. Wow, what an expansion of use case and utility for the digital asset XRP. 130% up quarter over quarter for the ODL transactions. And the crypto wallets, they're working very well too for the on-demand liquidity users. And not only can they use those wallets and dip into them when they need it, but they also can run that 60-day credit, which gives them some advantages to their cash flow. Craig DeWitt, he wrote about on-demand liquidity and how it is seeing record growth. On-demand liquidity, which uses the digital asset XRP tone vase, you need to read this. 25% of the total volume across the network is now using XRP. And liquidity has improved too. That's important for those of you who have been around a while holding XRP. We have always known that liquidity was a big issue, and the fact that it is improving is it's just fantastic. And when you think about nothing is moving from the US because of the lawsuit right now, can you just imagine the growth of on-demand liquidity with the US being one of those anchors on the corridors, because there are so many people living in the United States that are sending money back home to their home country. I just, you just really know the potential if you understand how this asset is being used. And if the numbers are just blurry to you, I know some people just hear numbers and it just kind of is fuzzy. Well, take a look at this graph. This shows the use of XRP in the on-demand liquidity since January 2021. Okay. And moving to the right brings you to October 2021. Look at that tremendous increase. Unbelievable. Tranglo, which is an on-demand liquidity user, and also Ripple has a 40% stake in this company. They are moving into Mongolia. What an interesting corridor. That is a cross-border payments corridor that has inflows that are making up 4.2% of its GDP. It's interesting. This is a country I really want to visit. All right, John Deaton, attorney John Deaton. He has made something that is just super, super slick. It automatically populates a form with the members of Congress when you fill it out. And the online form is there for you to share your story or share your concerns or whatever it has to do regarding the digital assets and the law. And I can tell you that I used it, and my subject happened to be about the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, and I told them what my concerns were, and based on my zip code of the state that I am aligned with, it automatically then put in the 2 senators and a representative, and the email will be sent to them. You do use it. Here it is, crypto-law.us/connect-2-Congress. And this is your form. And it is super easy, super straightforward. And talk about getting your voice and your opinion to the people who really need to hear it. In only a few hours of being live, 56 senators and 59 representatives were contacted. And please be aware that they have this built-in algorithm that red flags threats or inappropriate words, so the message won't go through. And I think they are reviewing everything, which is just great. But please spread the word to let everyone know that that form is there. And he believes that they can use this tool effectively. I just want to tell him thank you so much for that. All right, the big news of the day. Gosh, this is unbelievable. It was on the Novati YouTube channel, and it is something that is pretty significant in terms of mass adoption, development, crypto use, this merging of old and new. You can see this is the start of what's called crypto spend, and it is with Visa. Novati is an on-demand liquidity user, and they use XRP to start going into the Philippines, but they definitely have this expansion in sight, as they have said, as a public company. Now, this is a big deal. So Australia is pushing towards mass adoption, blending not only crypto and Visa, but you can do it with a card and, of course, with a mobile app. And it's so easy that you link it to your Apple Pay or Google Pay. So you sign up, you deposit your crypto of your choice, you get verified, and you spend. The important thing is here, there is no merchant adoption needed. Crypto spend does not require any merchant adoption. As far as they know, they're receiving payment from a normal Visa card. This is just really fantastic. Now, you probably are wondering to yourself, what is it in terms of crypto assets that are being supported? Well, have a listen and you will get all the details. Here we go.
Which cryptocurrencies do you support at present, and do you have any views on CBDC? Want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we currently submit 5 cryptocurrencies, which at the time when we were starting the platform were the most popular, and obviously that has changed over time. But we currently support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash.
Which cryptocurrencies do you?
Yeah, and I did listen further on to that video, and they have plans on increasing the crypto selection, and they also talked about offering the stable coins as well. So yeah, I think we are going to jump into the fluff. Not quite. I just wanted to tell you that the Songbird, was distributed to the people who had the snapshot done, that had their XRP at that time in December through Uphold, and was very, very excited to see that. Songbird is actually up. It was at 52 cents when it dropped. It is now today up about 3%, sitting at 54 cents. So how cool is that? I can tell you, I was very excited. All right, officially into the fluff, which is we are moving into the year of the tiger. Already in Japan, these Nengajo, which are it's a New Year's postcard, the selections, which come out in the thousands, are out for your selection, and so everybody can order. It is very traditional and very common to create these in a really beautiful way through a postcard that gets mailed, and then they're held back by the post office and they're delivered on New Year's Day, the 1st, January 1st. Special deliveries are put out at early in the morning, probably at 4 or 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they drop off the cards to all the homes in Japan. And it is the special greeting that you share with your friends and family. And this year is the year of the tiger. So year of the tiger is if you were born in 1926, 1938, 1950, 1962, 1974, 1986, 1998, or 2010. And you can bet that you will really go well with, what is it? You don't go so well with the monkey, year of the monkey. But if you go with the people who are born in the year of the dog, the year of the boar, or the year of the horse, you probably are going to have some good synergy. This year, the tiger is part of the water sign. So, there's something different. There's fire and there's earth, and this year it's water. And the water tiger is a happy-go-lucky, positive sort of person, doesn't need a lot of guidance. One of the advice that they give is not to marry too early. So that's important to know. The year itself for everybody is marked with movement. And that movement comes in the way of change. So in order to really be successful in a year like this, you need to be open to that kind of change, that action, that movement, and maintain a strong resolve. That is the advice. So I hope that everybody is going to have a really good year of the water tiger. And if you are wanting to pay respect to the guardian of the year, there are some really great displays that are sold throughout Japan. This is one that's made, of course, of ceramic. It's very interesting in style, but maybe the most traditional are the displays that are made in what's called kimekomi. And this has been a craft that is more than 300 years old. It's where fabric is stretched over a wood carved base. And they are just really beautiful. I love them. I love this craft. You can really go crazy in collecting not only current ones, but vintage ones and ones that you can still find that date back to the Edo period. They started in the early 1700s, and there is a fair amount still that you can find in the vintage stores that are mid 1800s on up into the Taisho era. They're just they can last a long time because of the way they're made. Anyway, this is a store that actually will ship internationally, so I will definitely put a link to it in the description below. But I just wanted to show you this craft because it is really special, and I will also include this video which shows how it is made. And the kimekome is really one of those crafts. I think it's totally unique to Japan. And the last but not least, I would leave you with a kimekome that is being done by Nintendo this year. And it is of all the popular Pokemon animals and creatures. So, of course, Pikachu is probably going to be their bestseller. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.